floor, like on the top floor above where Gianna Yoga used to have one of their studios, urns here. Refrigerators and urns. Silverware, glassware, chinaware, Trenton China pottery. Refrigerators and urns on the scene. Unless there's a different word. I mean, once someone's in ash form, they didn't need a refrigerator, I guess. Type of urn if they were to. What if you're like sent an idea, you know, about whatever you do, and in this case videoing, like, oh, I should totally go to like the Barstool restaurant, or it's really not a restaurant, it's a Barstool selling of chairs and bar stools and kitchen furniture and stuff like that here in Old City. I should totally go there and start it off there to make a perfect video where I approach, you know, the big guy on the bar stool and everything. And it seems like, oh, that's an awesome idea. Unless other people sent the idea. And they would know secretly that they're controlling you, per se. You see what I mean? So that would be the downside of it. It's like, how do you know what if you're having your own idea, or if you know, or if someone sent it who needs to feel like they control your actions. So anyway, another little voice, say there was, you know, an angel and devil on your shoulders, and little angel whispered, don't do it, because then they would think that they control you all the time, and they would have their own little dog or something on the street doing their bidding for them. So you can go to Old City, but start somewhere else, just in case we have to figure out who sent Barstool, or how it came through the airwaves, like, oh, I should totally do a Barstool. I should totally do Barstool. Mr. Barstool, thousands in stock. I actually showed up here because I was looking for a specific, but I can't pay the price of a normal. Mr. Barstool. They don't have the guy out right now that they usually have. It's usually like I have another thumbnail with all that in there. Almost home, general store, yes. Now that, you know, I would love to have a home to own, like to pay mortgage on, and then can leave to whatever family members are left behind. I'd love to have enough to be able to help everyone, you know, from my sister and her kids, so forth and so on. Probably won't go to Florida because of hurricanes. Another vortex up the hill we found here just across the street. The wind blows like west to east, and I guess the Main Street, it's really windy. And there's two rivers, because we're closer to the Delaware River, all the way down here by Front Street on the east side. Main Street's one of these streets that picks up a lot of wind, I guess. I'm always amazed by like which streets have a lot of wind, which streets don't. So, calm down here. Sorry about the orange umbrella syndrome, but we'll try to get a That's the edge, or whatever it's called. Bridge. Bridge. I always forget what it's called. It's a really cool apartment, high-rise, if you will, and it's called the Bridge, near the Ben Franklin Bridge, which makes total sense. We're on Bread Street, so you'd have to have a lot of bread to live in Bridge. So, one way to look at bread. That's I've done overnights here, a block up, and they had a major blackout all across the entire block, like a massive block that includes even Bread Street, and it goes from like whatever it is, 2nd to 3rd or 3rd to 4th or whatever it is. And it was really scary because the condo apartments, whatever they are up here on the left, like 133 South Bread, up in here, they're empty, hollow. Do that there. That's Quarry Street. These are big, gigantic, empty, hollow apartments, and they can almost feel like the suburbs, and most of them are just 2 floors. So, and it was pretty scary while I was there. It reminded me of the night in 2011 when I was made to believe I'd be murdered. That was scarier, but still, this was up in the realm of how much effort did they put into doing what they did to me consistently and constantly. Lights are on in there, so where these plants are, I don't believe that they live here any longer. They've moved on to, like, one person might have moved to Chicago, I think. And anyway, Cherry and Bread streets, but there were dead flower, like an arrangement of dead flowers hanging from the shower head of the bathroom of the tub. And it reminded me of years ago when I lived in Delaware. I was living with my mom at the time in an apartment, and I had gone out the night before to see someone I knew who was playing in a band, Jenny Bostic. And the next day, this is at Deer Park Tavern on Main Street in Delaware. The next day, I'd written a review about her for I'm gonna have to put this down because it's too windy here. There must be something going on. I'd written a review about her in a paper called Big Shout. That was how I got started as a writer per se. Let me put this down because I'm afraid to break the umbrella at this point in time. So anyway, the next day there was a shoebox looking box. It wasn't exactly a shoebox, but it was close enough to that appearance, with a whole bunch of cut dead yellow roses in there. They were like cut in half, and it came off as like some weird omen or scary thing. And that's what the dead flowers reminded me of in